digitization is one of the key buzzwords out in the industry today. Everybody's talking about it. And it's fascinating because that one word means a lot of different things, right? And behind that word digitization, at least in Inblock, which is kind of one of the leaders in digitization, we use 30 different technologies to bring together a turnkey solution around digitization, everything from OCR technology on one end to blockchain on the other, and everything in the middle. Because digitization really as a concept is, how do I take a PDF of an invoice, make it a digital object, connect all the right participants to that asset so that they can do whatever they have to do workflow wise, and then empower them if they want to sell it, finance it, insure it, and keep them all connected, right? That's the big vision around digitization. And when you think through it, it's very hard, it's very complicated. And I think really at the end of the day, while everybody's really understands the opportunity set, there's, just like with search, 10, 15, 20 years ago before Google came along, there's going to be one or two platforms that really help the entire industry understand and do digitization to empower them to do business smarter, faster, more efficiently in the future. And that's kind of our vision for Inblock.
The coolest thing about that, for me, is all of what you described on that continuum, and I do agree there's many definitions of digitization, but all of what you described in that continuum, all done without human intervention. That is why the middle and back office has to get optimized, because it's too expensive to do business the way we do it today. Clients want better service, and they want to pay less for it. It's exactly what's happened in the brokerage business, and Broadridge has been there to make that possible. In this space, it's really costly because of all those disparate parts that are out there. We are betting on LiquidX as the company that can have a singular solution that will allow for this continuum of digitization of trade and receivable using multiple technologies. Of course, digital ledger technology, blockchain's key in that. We've been an early adopter of that and reinvented the DLT repo platform that's in the marketplace. That's really exciting for us, and our business process outsourcing or managed services business is there to be the human piece at a scalable, mutualized level. We can do it for many firms. It's indifferent. There's no competitive disadvantage to anybody who's leveraging us using your technology to serve their needs, except for they can remove thousands of people intervening in today's world because they'll have an optimized platform.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of really cool when you kind of think about what does digitization unlock for our customers going forward, right? On the corporate side, it unlocks, a corporate like Flex with 10,000 suppliers to really, quote, digitize their supply chain and get off of email and spreadsheets so that the invoice can be updated, modified, reflect back into their ERP systems, and all connected at once. So if you change something on the invoice and I accept it, everything's updated, including our cash forecasting down the road. So that's on the corporate to corporate side. On the bank to corporate side, really when you digitize an invoice and I bring it to a bank and they can know it's real, it's updated, what I'm representing is the most updated representation of our agreement, then the banks can lend with confidence. They can minimize fraud risk. They can know if I lend money, I'm then added to the Inblock ledger as well and have that level of transparency. And then on the insurance side, just as a third use case, it really does two things. One, you can Inblock insurance policies, which allows the buyer of insurance to know, will I be covered in the event of a problem, right? Because you use not only digitization technology, but embed in there smart contract technology. So you can, quote, read the contract and know, hey, if I'm going to underwrite these 100 invoices and these 100 different credits, will I be covered in the event there's a problem? And we can actually digitize and give buyers of insurance policies the answers to those questions. So it's really cool when you kind of expand your mind of all these use cases to help our customers do business smarter and faster.
We're in a different world now. The digitization of supply chain through LiquidX is an opportunity for a solution that banks can really get their head around and be optimized and truly lower their costs and reduce risk substantially.
And as you know, in trade finance, a lot of the big banks originate these financing transactions and they distribute risk to other banks and non-banks. And what's fascinating is these banks The big banks just send an email and spreadsheet to the regional banks and say, here it is, and good luck and thank you. And the regional banks or the asset managers or the hedge funds are getting all these emails and all these spreadsheets, and they can't run their business. They don't have a dashboard to think about limits and credit and insurance and tie it all together. So we've taken our in-block digitization technology, working with one regional bank who hired us to solve this problem for them, and we're digitizing 12 different inputs from 12 different sources, banks and other fintechs, to create a holistic position or risk monitoring tool so they can see their positions today, they can look into the future, they can automate their middle and back office. So in one holistic solution, right? And so you think about that, and you can extrapolate that to 150, 200 other institutions that need the same thing as this regional bank that solve for it, right? So again, this is just another great example where digitization is the means to the end in creating kind of a holistic solution for them. And what's fun about us in doing this is when you look at the other fintech players out there, they're more interested in the deal of the day on their platform. They're not looking at from holistically, how do I help you solve your problem, not just with me, but as you conduct business in the entire asset class with other banks and other participants. And I think what makes LiquidX and Broadridge unique in that is we look at it from the customer size, not just, hey, if you do this deal, I can help you because it's on my platform, but broader than that, outside the platform, any other way you do business.
Yeah, I mean, LiquidX and Broadridge are transformative platforms for the institution to optimize the way they do business. And when you talk about the idea of all these inputs, it makes me think of something we've done before, which is the fixed protocol. I mean, basically, you have a standardization of the way in which trading messages happen in the industry. That doesn't exist today in the global supply chain process of all those elements, except for LiquidX has it.
Well, you know, what's interesting is there isn't a standard fixed protocol in this asset class, but the capabilities of digitization create that harmonization so we can understand the relevant information across 12 different platforms, as I described in that we're doing for that regional bank. And sure enough, when you look at those 12 things, there is no standardization. But digitization can make that a reality, not just by forcing it, but by just realizing the tags are the tags and the values are the values and creating that turnkey solution.
What's great is LiquidX has that holistic technology today, just not enough people know about it.
It's true.